In 3D Minecraft, you can build complex structures, simulate civilizations, and even create redstone-powered supercomputers. And in 2D Minecraft, you can't go over there. It's not possible. Look, I don't know what to tell you, I'm trying. But I think even with its limitations, 2D Minecraft can actually be fun. So for the next 100 days, I'm going to be doing all sorts of things, like building an epic castle, getting as stacked as possible, and even figuring out how to beat the Ender Dragon at the end. Which is not going to be easy. I mean, I can't even break the crystals. How am I gonna do that? But right now on day 1, we have exactly 10 minutes to find shelter or we are dead. Because the mobs in 2D Minecraft are kind of unavoidable. And that might sound like an easy task, but... After a record time of 2 minutes and 14 seconds, I got my first log. And then I did the normal Minecraft stuff. You know, getting stone tools, cutting down a few more trees, breaking some trees through a wall. You see that timer right there? That is the amount of time I have until I'm dead. So we're gonna build a dirt house, which will protect me from everything. So for the rest of the night, it's time to go mining. They say don't mine at night, but I can't think of a better time. At the end of the day, I became the first person ever to make a full set of copper armor, and then I almost died to a trident maxing zombie. So because of that, I went looking to upgrade to iron on day 2. D. Get it? I hope you get it, because it's not that hard to understand. The cool thing about caving in 2D Minecraft is you have built-in X-ray. Okay, now I'm confident I won't die. Probably. Don't lie, we all used to be afraid of this music disc. Okay, now that it's day 3, you're probably like, why am I watching this guy play Minecraft in 2D? Well, have you ever seen one of these towers? I feel like one of these would make the perfect base in 2D Minecraft. The perfect base that I built right beside a pillager outpost. And now I need more wood. And it's insane how difficult it is to find oak wood. Being able to move in only 2 directions makes the most random things hard to find. Also, I can only access blocks in front of me or 1 block to the side. So like half of the trees are protected. Which is why I made the tree farm. It's like 5 trees. And I don't even know if they will grow because of the abyss on the other side. Day 4 is where the building actually happens. I made a wall back here with space for a window. Then I started building a wall for the 2nd floor. Then I ran out of oak wood again. But that's what the tree farm was for. Can't exactly get all the wood from this tree though. I made a roof for the 1st floor. And this is what I did with the rest of the wood. So let's just ignore all the times that I had to spawn camp trees and get to the part where I actually finished the house. I guess the neighbors aren't very friendly. This is what my first build in 2D Minecraft looks like. Surprisingly not garbage. And for anyone wondering, this is what my base looks like in 3D. At the end of day 6, I did a little bit of mining on camera, and I found out that there is an entire trial chambers underneath my base. So I just went back up to surface, because I didn't want trial chambers mobs teleporting to me. Getting diamonds in 2D Minecraft is easy. That's why I have 0. I've been busy doing other things, like solving world hunger. Okay, I think world hunger is done now. Okay, really? The best way to find diamonds is to just strip mine like this. After finding a few diamonds, I realized that changing my FOV would just make this even easier. And that led me to finding some secret diamonds. I can't touch those ones, unfortunately. For the rest of the day, I just looked for diamonds. And on day 8, it says that I found a ton of diamonds. Can anyone guess how many diamonds I had? If you guessed 10 to the power of 99, you are close. But it was actually 45. Did you know that 10 to the power of 99 is called 1 duotrigontillion? And that is the odds of me finding a single piece of sugarcane in 2D Minecraft. 1 in a duotrillion. It's not actually that high. But finding sugarcane is the first real problem in 2D Minecraft. Because you see that sugarcane right there, and right there, and right there, it's all untouchable. It has to line up exactly with the 2D plane, or it's impossible to get. And with no sugarcane, I can't get enchants. How am I supposed to get as stacked as possible with no enchants? So for the rest of the day, I was on the lookout for sugarcane. But I didn't realize at this time that I was just gambling. I gained access to a blue egg near the end of the day, and I spent the the rest of the day just climbing mountains to get home. Back at home, I upgraded my house a little bit. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like one of those spot the difference challenges. And I just waited for it to get night, because night is the opposite of day. Now that it's day 10, don't think I forgot about that sugarcane problem. But first, World War III. There's something about 2D Minecraft that is so peaceful. Ignore what happened 2 seconds ago. But it kind of feels like the old terrain. How it was before everything changed. At the end of the day, I got stuck in one of these mangrove swamps, and I grabbed some wood to use on the castle I'm building later. But after harvesting half the forest, I was back to running in a straight line, and swimming in a straight line, and killing cows in a straight line. I almost died to a creeper teleportation, and then this just kept happening. I don't even understand how I was supposed to see this one. But on day 12, this creeper thing kind of gave me an idea. The sugarcane I've found so far is right outside of the border, and creepers can explode blocks. So I think you know what we have to do. Taming 4 dogs is probably not what you expected. At some point in this day, I reached 10,000 blocks without getting any sugarcane. So on day 13, I had to build a nuclear bomb. I'm going to use a piece of TNT to blow up sugarcane outside the border. So after an entire day of running, I was ready to set off the TNT. And it blew up nothing. So day 14's TNT might work better? Okay, pause for a second. How did I think this would even be able to hit the sugarcane? Anyways, the TNT just teleports and only blows up the first layer, so this method doesn't work anyway. So on day 15, I just continued heading back home. Oh, looks like the camera is already on its way there. If you thought that sugarcane was my only way to get a book, well, I have news for you. There are other ways to get a book. You can find them in a stronghold, though I don't think that's an option right now. You can find them in a village. Don't think I will be able to find one of those either. You can find enchanted books in chests. That is, if I can reach a chest in my limited 2D world. So why am I getting obsidian to make a nether portal? I'll leave you with that while I mine 1 million diamonds. If 1 million meant 8. So back to obsidian. The only way I can really think of getting a book right now is by trading for a soul speed book and then grindstoning it. So this gold is actually more important than the diamonds. At least I can break that. If you're wondering, I have to right click the nether portal to go in. I think. Okay, where am I? Alright, we just gotta find the piglins. Not gonna lie, the nether is a little bit scary in 2D Minecraft. But you know what's scarier? Spending 10 days getting a book and still not having one. I'm really starting to wonder how I'm even gonna beat the Ender Dragon if this is a challenge. But we've trapped a piglin and I
don't plan on letting him out ever.
We're gonna have to let this one out though. After finishing all these trades, the piglins were being stingy with the books, which is crazy because I'm sure if it wasn't what I wanted, I would have like 30 of them by now. So I had to get more gold to trade again. I think I just became a bedrock player. The good news is that with the Quake Pro method, gold is really easy to find, and so is ancient debris. And don't tell this guy, but getting a netherite upgrade template is probably 100 times rarer than a piece of sugarcane. Just let him mine the ancient debris in peace. It took me a day, but I was able to start trading again. And I just got the Trades of Doom for the second time now. So I was back to gold getting on day 19, but this time the luck wasn't on my side. I was barely finding any gold. Then on day 20 I found more ancient debris, and things got even more unlucky. So there I was, paused my game on 2 hearts. Okay, I'll be honest, that was not my first attempt. I sort of just backed up the world when I was on 2 hearts, so I cheated in my hardcore world. And to distract you, look at that, it's a book. one of the rarest items in 2D Minecraft down. Now we just have to get a netherite template. Because how else am I going to use this netherite ingot? I'm not going to use the ingot. But at the end of the day, I was finally able to enchant my gear, which was honestly really satisfying. On day 21, I decided that I wanted to build some farms. No, I'm not talking about the I survived 1,000 years in hardcore type, just some simple carrot and potato farms, to take over for the villagers. So that is what we're doing here, growing carrots. And we should be growing potatoes on the other side, but I'm not even sure if this side belongs to me. Okay, there we go. 2 farms, one on each side of the tower. We just gotta get some gravel to use to make pathways. I'm not even gonna bother going over there. Okay, it didn't teleport. So you just watched somebody build 2 farms. One for potatoes and one for carrots. What is that person going to do next? Go look for food? Yep, for some reason that's what I'm doing now. And it is really hard to extinguish fire in 2D Minecraft. It's raining bunnies. During that adventure, I tried multiple more ways to get sugarcane. I tried water, I tried lava, I tried piston, but still, on day 26, I had yet to get a single piece of sugarcane. I don't know what's so hard about placing portals in 2D, but we just gotta go back. I'm wasting time trying to like reinvent physics or something. It's not gonna let you place the piston.
Huh?
Wait, I think I reinvented physics. Okay, so in about 60 more days, I'm going to kill the Ender Dragon. And this is not seed 248313382402348964. So the end portal is not going to be filled in. Which is why it's a good thing that I found a fortress on my way back home. And I was worried about the blazes being hard to find because of the big slice in the middle of the world. But I forgot that mobs TP to you. Well, that takes care of blaze rods for ender eyes. At the end of the day, I accidentally found more ancient debris. There is literally nothing I can do with it. But who needs netherite anyways? Real alpha Minecraft players like me don't need that stuff. Now that I'm back home, I've gone over 10,000 blocks in both directions from the house. And one thing I noticed that is missing from my world is villages. I feel like in 3D Minecraft, there's like a village every 1,000 blocks. And I didn't even see one in the background traveling both ways. So for the next few days, I want to make my base part of a village, which means building more houses around it. Not counting the evil version of my base that is right next to it. But first, I almost destroyed my pickaxe in the nether, So first, to make these houses, I had to figure out a solution for getting rid of these leftover trees. So I'm just burning them down, and it seems to be working. Now, while those trees burn, I need to get some spruce wood. But there is a shortage of mineable spruce wood, so this is all we have. What a great start to the first house. Hopefully this time-lapse is moving so fast that you don't even notice the camera head. Okay, now we will add a second floor. That's the second floor done. We need to clean some stuff up down here now. And honestly, that is good enough for now. I will fix the bottom later. That is the first house complete. It looks a lot better not in Quake Pro. For the second house, I'm gonna use stone bricks as a base, and then just oak wood for the walls. This is what we have so far. Looks kind of like a spaceship. Let's fill in the roof with stone bricks. And this genuinely looks awful. This kind of looks like Squidward's house, bro. I spent the night building some fences in between the houses, and also got rid of some of the holes down here. And on day 32, I started getting some gravel so that I can make pathways. And I was kind of inspired by the trial chambers underneath my house, so I decided to use the blocks I could get from it to make the next house. And then I almost died to an invisible creeper. Like, actually invisible. Where was it? So yeah, for this next house, we have to build on pillager territory, and there was invisible pillagers over here too. Pillagers or not, I was making progress on the build, I don't know why I said or not. There is no or not. But I could finally box the pillagers out and start building the second floor. Let's add a quick little balcony. Okay, it's day 34 and the copper house is complete. Somehow the door is already oxidized. We have now built a civilization in 2D Minecraft. And it really feels like a civilization. I mean, we got residents, enemies, a king, but every king needs a castle. So we are not finished with this build just yet. But right now it's time to take a break from building and get an unbreaking pickaxe. While getting XP, I almost starved to death because I put my golden carrots in a chest. Why did I do that? And on day 36, I came up with an idea. I wonder how many achievements I can get in 2D Minecraft. The rules were simple. I picked a category, adventure, and I had to try to get all the achievements. Now it's your turn to guess how many days it took before I gave up. On day 36, I got this pillager achievement, and that's it. Okay, I actually also got the powdered snow one. Then on day 37, I found a pottery shard, which is actually kind of surprising. I thought this would be way harder in 2D, but it was just a whole day of nothing else. And I was falling asleep at this point, which led to me almost dying. But somehow I didn't give up on getting the achievements. And on day 39, my hard work really paid off. Because I found sugarcane for the first time in these 100 days. And I know that isn't an achievement, but if there was a tab for 2D Minecraft, it would definitely be in there. And now with the discovery of sugarcane, I just kept finding more, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's really rare. And while day 39 was a success, it didn't take long for me to remember what was going on. I was running in a straight line, eternally. Admittedly, running in a straight line just sucks. It was fun for the first 10,000 blocks. After that, it's just the same thing over and over again. And that is coming from a guy who played lots of old Minecraft and enjoyed it. All the endless identical terrain, and it's still less boring than running in a straight line. Which is why day 40 guessers will be happy to find out that I quit the achievements thing on day 40. And I think the world was trying to punish me for it. What is going on? I'm not even gonna ask. Everything I do in Minecraft has a purpose. That's right. The rotten flesh on the hotbar, deliberate. I went to the nether to get levels to upgrade my gear when I get home, and now I'm going mining to get diamonds to upgrade my gear, and also to get deep slate, which will be the main ingredient in my castle. 2 birds with 1 stone. Actually, it's 1 bird and lots of stone. Okay, I no longer have shoes because I'm going to be building a sugarcane farm over here, and I'm really struggling to figure out how to place this water. That's not gonna work. But we can just skip past the struggle. Or maybe we cannot, because this water won't go away. But you saw my genius solution. The bottom of this farm already looks bad enough, so why not just add more slabs? Now that that's complete, I want to start making an enchant room in this house. But as you can see, the 2D is really 2D'ing. At least it works. We'll figure out how to fix it later. I just made the walls out of wood planks, and put the enchant table down a bit like this. Now we just have to wait for bookshelves. Also, I did fix the ladders, just so you know. On day 47, I began waiting for my bookshelves to grow, and after I got bored of massacring pillagers, I turned a bunch of sheep bald for the fun of it. I really wondered what fishing would be like in 2D, so I decided to fish. It's pretty much the same thing as 3D. But I kinda wanted to try to fish for some enchanted books, so I went home to get a better fishing rod. And you can't even enchant fishing rods. I knew that was a thing in like 1.8, but I thought it was just a glitch. So I guess we have to fish for a better rod. I just added the pufferfish to my Pokedex. Just some peaceful fishing while I listen to dubstep. I had no luck today, just a pair of boots. And the next day I caught nothing as well. But I did manage to get 4 bookshelves, which is half of the maximum I can get. Well, I can get more bookshelves, but they won't exactly do anything. I got attacked by a guy in a solid gold fit at night. And when I woke up, it was day 50. Day 50 is the halfway point to day 100 if you didn't know. I hope you know that though. I always build castles. I built a castle in Alpha Minecraft, I built one in Realistic Minecraft, and today I start building one in 2D Minecraft. Alright, looks like we're done. I got one more bookshelf at the end of the day, and then I grabbed more stuff we need for the castle to move it over. But we have a problem. My house is over here, and my castle is over here. I don't want to keep walking over this mountain every time I need to go back, so I'm digging a tunnel through the mountain. Okay, so this is not the full castle, that was a joke. This is the first tower, so we need a floor up here. That is not how you do that. And now we need to make the top look nice. And that is pretty nice so far. Ignore the random stuff on the bottom floor. But after that, I started making another tower for the rest of the day. And on day 52, I started building the main room where like the throne would go. Except we can't really have a throne in 2D Minecraft, or it would just get in the way. But yeah, I almost finished up another tower, and then there was somehow a pillager in the house. The pillagers will not stop following me. But here's the rest of that tower. And this part is going to be a bridge over to another room, but I'm already down to my last deep slate. So I went mining for gold and diamonds because I can just get deep slate while doing that. And this carried on to day 54, where I got a few more stacks of deep slate. Seriously, that's not that much. I thought I got more. Anyways, I made this tower a bedroom at the end of the day, and now I'm just building the floor for an upstairs room, and now I'm just building the walls for that upstairs room, and building the bottom room through the ground. But that's the cool thing about 2D Minecraft. You can build really fast. Not just because that video was sped up. Like, you can actually get buildings done faster. Anyways, on day 56, I was working on a tower on top of this room, and I really didn't have too much of this redwood left. So even though this build was almost finished, I kinda had to take a break to get more of this redwood. Because as you can see, it's a little important. Day 57, it was adventure time. I'm not talking about the show. Midway through the day, somehow I just teleported. This is a different recording, so I guess something happened and I forgot to restart it. But yeah, pretty much the mangrove swamp is about 10,000 blocks away from my base. So it is now day 58. And somehow my dogs came back. Anyways, I'm leaving them again for that. No, not that thing in front of me. That. Mangrove swamp. Probably wasn't actually 10,000 blocks away. After getting a stack and 37 logs, I took a swim with turtles. This is what it feels like to be a lobster in a supermarket. And then I didn't say goodbye to my dogs because I will never see them again. You already know I'm back at home when I'm getting attacked by pillagers, but I'm just building the last tower now. It's going to be identical to the first one because it's on the other side of the castle, so that's why I'm putting up another one of these OG McDonald's roofs. And at the end of the day, I was placing a slab in the wrong place over and over again. I spent the next day adding more details to the castle. We got stairs on top of these roofs now, trapdoors, doors on every room, fences, just more fences. But the most important detail of them all is these windows that I broke a hole for. This is not a Batman logo. It's supposed to be like church windows. After that, I added some slabs to the walls, slabs on the outside of the windows to connect to the panes once I add them, and doing both of these things around the castle somehow took me an entire day. But once the day was over, we got to take a look at the castle in Quake Pro FOV, which is pretty cool because you can't really see anything on normal FOV. On day 64, I just did this to the walls in between the buildings, and then I went back to my old base to get glass. But not just any glass, because that would be too easy. We need stained glass for the windows. And I know you're thinking it's hard to get stained glass in 2D Minecraft, but it really isn't. I just made it difficult to get dye by looking for flowers like a moron. Did you know that you can bone meal the ground for flowers? I think probably everyone knows this. Yeah, but now I can cook a bunch of glass, and now we have windows and carpets, which marks the castle castle is finished, which means I need to give a quick tour. Over here we have the first tower, which has a bunch of random stuff in it. It's supposed to be there. Then we have this wall right here. Walls are amazing in 2D. They're pretty much the best thing 2D has. Then we have the main building, which has a tower in front. And as you can see, this is the main room. And if we go up this tower, we can walk over here to this building, which has 2 floors and a tower. Really cool. And finally, we have this other tower on the back, because if this was 3D, there would be towers in each corner. So this is kind of the same thing. Even though I made it out of newer blocks, something about this castle feels nostalgic. It's probably just because I'm ass at new version building. Now I may be done with the castle, but I'm not done the castle, because I want to build a bridge right here that connects the tunnel back to the rest of my base. Yeah, you probably expected building, but no, I need a lot of stone brick to do this, and I need tuff to do this as well. So that's why it's day 69, and I haven't started yet, but I got this wood part finished at least. It's supposed to be a drawbridge, which is why I'm adding this fence, and next I started placing tuff, which will be the floor of the bridge, and somehow there was a creeper in here. And here too. But this time I pulled a 200 IQ. The bottom of the bridge will be made of stone bricks, and they will look like this. And now this is what's going to be on the sides. Of course that is what I'm telling you, but it will look 95% different at the end. Anyways, the tunnel is also going to get tuff on the floors, because I'm going to design the tunnel too. And now we can start building the bridge. That creeper I left under there must have learned a duplication glitch or something. Now I'm just cleaning out the tunnel so that when I go to actually build it, I don't have to do this. I also need more stone bricks, so this will give me that. That took a whole day. What? How the f did I just make that many bricks? Okay, now I just gotta finish up the bottom parts. Placing stairs in this mod is so much harder than it needs to be. Now we do fences, which is a lot easier than stairs. Now we have to do the top part. I don't really know what I'm doing over here. It's kind of hard to make this look good. And now on day 75 comes the part where I make modifications. First, I want to change these stone bricks to tuff bricks like that. So I went ahead and did that. Next, I'm just adding some light underneath the bridge to stop whatever that was from happening again. And these torches are also going to be replaced by lanterns. And now that I have lanterns, I also want to replace some of the torches in the castle. I got some more iron because I ran out of lanterns. And on day 77, I finished converting the torches to lanterns. I tested out a new design for the side of the bridge, and I couldn't tell if I liked it or hated it. So I just ended up doing it to the whole bridge. Except for the cursed zone over here. I don't know what I was doing for this. Next, I filled these bottom parts in with tuff, and I never thought I'd run out of tuff, but I ran out of tuff. Anyways, I filled in the last parts with tuff, and this is what the bridge looked like at the end of day 78. I think it looks tough. But I did some iron bars the next day in between the walls, and I also put some bookshelves in the castle to flex that I'm rich now. I wanted to put paintings too, but you can't place paintings in 2D. Now that the castle and the bridge are finished, there is one more build I need to complete. It's the tunnel. Now first I need to break all these blocks, but if you couldn't tell, my pickaxe is getting dangerously low on durability. But it's okay, because I have another one. I didn't notice. But yeah, to complete this tunnel, I wanted to use glowstone. The only problem is, glowstone is as rare as sugarcane. Well, it isn't really. I mean, I found some, but it's not going to be enough to fill a whole tunnel. So I guess I only went to the nether to get harassed by these slimes. So instead, I opted to go with this design on day 84. Where did day 83 go? Other than placing these tuff bricks on the roof, I don't know. Oh, just kidding. I'm still doing it. So I'm honestly not sure what I did on day 83. There's pretty much nothing to show at this point. I'm just filling in the walls like the other ones. On day 87, I decided to add a bit of variation to the walls. This is my first time using cobblestone in a build in this video. Don't tell my Minecraft alpha playing self. Cobblestone was like his favorite block. I don't know why I did this at the end of the day, but I replaced the chiseled stone brick with chiseled tuff. And I don't think it looks better. But that doesn't matter, because after 38 days of manual labor, I can finally give the ultimate house tour. First, we have the pillager residence made out of copper. Very nice. Now we have a potato farm, and here is our original watchtower base. Actually, let me go in F1. Carrot farm right in front of the nether portal. The enchantment table house with a dirt box down there. The worst house ever built by a human being. This enderman has been there for 50 days. The rarest farm in 2D Minecraft. And then we have this tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, it transitions to a bridge, where finally we have the castle, guarded by a trader llama. Alright, we've built an epic castle, got as stacked as possible. Now there is just one final thing to do. Run around shearing sheep.
Huh?
So you're probably wondering how to beat the Ender Dragon in 2D Minecraft. First, you have to get 300 beds. Now, you don't have to throw any Ender Eyes or use any calculators, because the stronghold just spawns in the same place every time. I guess the creator of the mod did this to make sure the portal room is always reachable, so we're on our way to around X2000. It's somewhere there. Okay, so there is the stronghold. And like I said, the portal room is right here. Now, of course, the issue is I can't actually fill in the whole portal. So this is the only time we have to go 3D. Back on 2D Minecraft though, I'm in the end. And I have to break through the pillar in order to get to the middle. Now obviously I can't break the crystals in the background, so I have to kill the dragon with beds. But doing that shouldn't even be possible, and I'll explain why in a second. But before that, the dragon finally perched and I couldn't see anything that was going on. Like, I didn't even notice that I was just randomly clicking beds. After using like 8 beds, I was finally able to see properly, and I killed the Ender Dragon. And then I tried to come up with a way to get the dragon egg, but I accidentally clicked it. Anyways, watch closely. As you can see, I picked up 40 levels. And now I have 15 levels. And my inventory is reset. The reasoning for this is I had to log another account into my world without the 2D mod so that the dragon wouldn't get teleported when it left my view. And that is exactly why it shouldn't be possible to kill the Ender Dragon in 2D. Pretty much the 2D mod causes the dragon to just freeze because it messes up its pathfinding. So even though it didn't look cool, killing the Ender Dragon was actually pretty cool because I had to come up with that. Well, at least it was cool to me. It's just crazy how that's something you would never even think of. Like, it's crazy how much 2D Minecraft changes the game. This whole 100 days has literally felt like a different game. I mean, it took me 10 days to find sugarcane. At the start, I wanted to get full netherite, but then when I actually played, I just realized that isn't even possible. Even the building, it's just so different, making two-dimensional houses and castles. And don't get me started on fighting the mobs. If there's one thing I actually hate, it's fighting mobs. But really, it felt like playing Minecraft for the first time. And I really like that. I finally got to play Minecraft 2D. Minecraft 2D. For the last 10 days, I had one final goal. Well, it's only 8 days now, I might have took longer than I expected. I wanted to get an elytra in 2D Minecraft. And unfortunately for me, that meant I had to bridge to the End Islands, because there is no way to get to the gateway. But I mean, I didn't really notice it in game, but this looks kind of amazing. The lights in the background just look so cool. But for me in the game, I was just a guy who had been bridging for the last 5 minutes. Finally, I reached the End Islands, and somehow I didn't look at a single Enderman here. Until that one. Anyways, I ran out of materials to bridge with at the end of the day, and I did not find an end city. And you can probably guess the amount of end cities I was able to find in these last few days. If finding sugarcane was hard, the chances of finding an end city are almost 0. But it's honestly kind of satisfying to see the progress I made sped up. By now I was getting to the point where running to the end of my bridge was taking forever, and I accepted the fact that I would not get an elytra on day 98. So I headed back to the end portal with a dangerously low amount of food. As you can see, a day later, I was really trying to ration it. And then it got to the point where I was almost starving. And I had chorus fruits, but I was 90% sure they would TP me into the void. Anyways, I still did make it back. It turns out 3 hunger bars lasts very long. And then on day 100, I tested a chorus fruit to see what it would do to me. What?
Huh?
Unlike previous videos I've done, for some reason on this day 100, I just kept playing. I started enchanting gear to anvil, and then I went to the nether to get levels to actually anvil it. For some reason, I just didn't bother to stop playing. 2D Minecraft is fun. Even though not everything works as 3D Minecraft intended, it's definitely worth trying if you're ever bored of regular Minecraft. So I spent the end of my last day just smelting potatoes. Because after starving, I will probably need that food on day 101.